Greetings, YouTube. When people think of political power, they often think of vast parties having control of government branches and uh, machinations behind the scenes, or they might think of police forces or armies, nuclear arsenals and things like that. But there's also soft power. And soft power to me is something that I think can have a far longer reach and can be far better at creating a global atmosphere where your country is less likely to suffer negative consequences because you've made friends in numerous places. And the way you project soft power is by being decent human beings. You help people overcome natural disasters. You help people rebuild after wars. You help people fight famines. You help people fight diseases. You spread literacy and education. And the cost of these things is a drop in the bucket for what you get in kind. Because every single time a kid who's learned to read looks at that book and sees that it was printed in the U.S., or they're eating food that they otherwise wouldn't have had, that was handed to them by a U.S. soldier, or they were helped out of a flood zone by a member of the U.S. military or an aid group from the U.S., that's going to leave an impression with that person for the rest of their lives. You have made a positive impact on another person while also sowing the seeds of your popular opinion as a nation. So you can simultaneously do the right thing while also engaging in political machinations. They aren't mutually exclusive. Unless, of course, you're Taco the Clown, who has decided that, we don't need soft power. Who cares? We're just going to back away from all of our obligations, and we're going to let the Europeans and the Chinese step in. And the Chinese are more than willing to fill in that power vacuum. So they're going to be getting the good PR. They're the ones that are going to be having long-term positive attitudes spread across the globe as they help people in a way that we used to. Because instead of helping people, Taco wants to make sure that billionaires get more tax cuts and the middle-class Americans and the poor pay more money. Soft power is power. And if used well, it can be a force multiplier in an incredible way. It can do so much good for your nation, simultaneously also doing good things for other people. It is a win-win. And it, again, costs very little money to pull this off. If you look at the grand scheme of things, for the cost of a single stealth bomber, you could provide the kind of soft power aid for years all over the world. But Taco the Clown would rather have a stealth bomber that he can go look at and be impressed by. Of course, you could probably just tell him that the stealth bomber is sitting on the lawn of the White House and that the stealth cloaking device is on, and he'd probably believe you.